Thank you, Mr. Tower, for the introduction. My pleasure to present our recent study, which published recently in Journal of Data Science, about the locomotion comfort on dairy cows. So firstly, I will try to speak slowly as possible, and also to present my study so that everybody can understand me, but I will be kept on time. Firstly, I would define the locomotion comfort according to Telishchenko, 2007. He defined the term of locomotion comfort as a condition of well-being and contentment in the working areas, so that the locomotion comfort given by the floor which the cows are walking, and the optimal locomotion comfort can provide the natural gait and activity and good condition of the locomotion apparatus in dairy cows. So as known, the pasture is an optimal comfort floor in dairy cows as compared to the zero grazing systems. So the pasture can provide the optimal balance for the claw hair, the growth, and the load of the claws, so that the pasture has a positive effect on the claw health in general. However, we have the problem is the pasture access is in last years reduced sharply. There's an increase of the zero grazing systems and the automatic mix system, so that the pasture access is reduced, and this reduce can contribute to the increase the risk of lameness. So we have mainly two artificial floors. We have hard and soft floors. The hard floors, majority of the literature have reported that the hard floors associated with increase the incidence of lameness and food disorders, while the soft floors is an alternative option to improve the claw health compared to the hard floors. And many literature have reported the increase the pressure on the claw in the soft floor, and also the soft floor can potentially improve the cow comfort and decrease the incidence of lameness in dairy cows. So as we know that in the cow walking in soft floors, the wear of the claw is decreased, and the function of the claw trimming can solve these problems. And also the claw trimming is a procedure at the first line to improve and to prevent, to improve the claw health and to prevent the development of claw disorders. So the aims of this study was to describe the gait variables when the cow walking on the pasture in non-lame cows. So we consider that the pasture is a gold standard as a comfortable surface with optimal comfort, locomotion comfort. The second, we compare after that, we compare the gait variables among the floors as compared to the pasture. And finally, we determined the effect of claw trimming on the gait variables in non-lame cows when the cow walking on mastic asphalt. We have two hypotheses. The first one, the gait variables are different among the floors. The second hypothesis is the claw trimming has an effect on the gait variable when the non-lame cows walking in mastic asphalt. So the study performed in 24 dairy cows housed in tie stall. And for the study design, we performed two parts of analysis. The first one, I have no pointer. The first one is compare the gate variable between the asphalt and the pasture. And the second part of the analysis, we compared the gate variables between the asphalt and the rubber mats. And around the claw trimming, we investigate the difference across the limbs in non-lame cows before and after the claw trimming. We investigated three types of floors. The first one is the pasture, as we consider it as gold standard. And the second one is the mastic asphalt floor. And we measure the slip resistance by the slip resistance tester in cooperation with the Institute of ETH in Zurich. And we have the mean value from different positions. Thank you. With 0.37, which the common value used, the common value in the mastic asphalt in dairy facility. And the third floor is rubber mats. We use it core flakes, which commonly used in working area in dairy facility. And before every measurement in each floor, we adapt the cow to walk in each floor, and we had at least 6 passage per floor before the data recording. That the adaptation of the cow in the responded floor is very important to ensure as possible the quality of the data. So for the clinical gait assessment, we performed the locomotion score only in mastic asphalt so that the lameness is more obvious in hard floor. And we included only the non-lame cows during the study. And also in the claw trimming, we excluded the cows with severe cases of foot pathology. And during the trial, we observed 2 lame cows, and those cows were excluded from the analysis. So we investigated only the non-lame cows in this study. For the locomotion comfort variable, we measured it objectively in cows, and we have the pedogram variables and the video variables. The pedogram variables measured by using 2 accelerometers at the same time with high sampling rate at the level of the metatarsus of the hind limb. And the data extracted uses the validated software, so-called cow gait analyzer. And the output of this pedogram, after the processing the raw data using this software, semi-automatic software for the extraction the raw data from high sampling rate of the accelerometer, we have the gait cycle duration is the same as the start duration. And we have the stance phase and the swing phase duration as a relative value. I mean that is during the gait we have the stance phase is the relative time when the claw contacts the ground, and the swing phase when the time the claw not contacting the ground within the gait cycle duration. And we have the peaks. We have the peaks, the foot load, and we have the toe off. And for the video variables, we measured it within this defined area, 8 meters, about 8 meters. And we measured by the video analysis the stride lengths and the walking speed. For the statistical analysis, so that for the ANOVA, we have to ensure the normality of the data. So use the NL function, natural logarithm. And for the ANOVA repeated measure analysis, because we have many measurements over the time, so that the suitable analysis for the data to investigate the effects, the flow type as a fixed effect, and we have the time, that's time point, and the food pathology as within subject variables. And the p-value adjusted to the Bonferroni. Coming to the result of this study, the first part of the analysis, we compare the key variable between the pasture and the mastic asphalt to define the variable of the locomotion comfort that is present on the pasture. And all the gate variable from the both the video recording and the videogram were significantly different between the pasture and the mastic asphalt. So we defined the optimal locomotion comfort present in the pasture as the cows with lower gate cycle duration. That if the gate cycle lower, that means the cow walking faster. And the cows has longer stance phase duration. The cows walking in the pasture has shorter swing phase duration and higher peaks of foot load and toe off. And the cow walking in pasture has a higher walking speed and longer stride duration as compared to the cow walking on mastic asphalt. If we compare the mastic asphalt to the rubber mats, in the second part of the analysis, the gate variable were not significantly different. One expression, the stride lengths, as also that reported in many studies, that was slightly different, so that we have tendentially longer stride lengths in rubber mats as compared to the mastic asphalt. We performed the measurement of the rubber mats and the asphalt at the same time points, so that there was no interaction of the session of the measurement and the flow type on the locomotion variables. In the third part for analysis, for this question we calculated the difference across the limbs before the claw trimming and after the claw trimming. For all the variables, we have the difference across the limb between left and right limbs, and the result shows that this difference across the limbs before the claw trimming is decreased slightly after the claw trimming in non-lame cows and also in mastic asphalts. So we could, in this study, objectively measure the gate variable that is on pasture, and we can define the locomotion comfort that is present on the pasture as comfortable surface. And the study also concluded that the artificial flooring system, like rubber mats or mastic asphalt, don't offer the locomotion comfort that is present on pasture. And we tried to have the pasture with optimal condition. The pasture was not frozen, not muddy, and free from the stone of relative size. So the conclusion of this study that access the pasture can improve the locomotion comfort in dairy cows that, according to the study, not present in artificial flooring system. Thank you very much for your attention, and I am happy to answer your question. Thank you.